Hi Taurus Rising, my name is Olivia and this is my channel OGC Astrology, and this is going to be for Taurus Ascendant, Taurus Rising. This is if your first house is Taurus, your rising is Taurus. Before I even get into this, I do want to say if your rising is like at least 25 degrees or later, you may want to look at this sign after this. It may pertain more. But before I also get into this video, I want to say that personally, as an astrologer, I believe that the ascendant is the most important point in the chart because it creates the chart. So based on what your ascendant is, that creates your DC, your descendant, your MC, which is your midheaven, and then your IC, which is the cusp of your fourth house. So this is why the rising sign is so important. Now, getting into Taurus, I wanted to call you guys the builder, but then I was like, but really they're like the king and the queens. And getting into Taurus rising, the reason I feel that you guys have this royalty quality to you is because your fourth house is Leo. Your fourth house is Leo, your seventh house is Scorpio, and your 10th house is Aquarius. And the thing about Taurus rising is you guys are very stubborn. Like you guys, you can usually see in Taurus risings, like they're usually very, they either have broad shoulders or they're very stocky, they're very strong. These are the type of people that you'll feel like if you push them or something, they're gonna either like be ready to fight you or they're gonna be real sturdy and be real like, they're very strong. They have a strong aura. And I'm not even saying physically, like you guys seem super like a bully or big or anything like that. It's not even that. It's more of this like your stance. Like even if you guys are scrawny and skinny, or if you are bigger, it doesn't even matter. It's more of like the energy of a Taurus rising is like, don't fuck with me. You know, it's like it's like I'm literally seeing it as your shoulders like this. Even if you guys don't stand like that, it's like you have this aura of like, my shoulders are back, my head is up, and don't fuck with me. And the reason for this is because the fourth house is Leo. So you guys usually had parents that allowed you to explore things. Either you traveled places and you saw things, you know, they let you believe in fantasies. They knew you loved music, or like a lot of the times you guys had some type of creative upbringing. But if that's not necessarily the case, at the bottom line, Leo in the fourth house is that you have a soul of a performer. You have a creative soul. You have a very big soul, and it's almost like at the center of your soul sits the sun. So you guys literally see your life as you're just heading towards the sun, that you're yearning for paradise, you're yearning for happiness, you're yearning for creation. And you guys have a very, very strong ego, and your ego is also related to your soul. And it's like you have deep self-respect, deep self-respect. And this is why a Taurus rising will know in their self they deserve the world, they deserve the sun, they deserve to be, you know, fucking worshipped and admired by their loved ones. A Taurus rising feels like when they come into the house, people should be happy that they're home. You know, they should be clapping. Everybody's happy you're home, Taurus rising. Like, you guys want that. You want to be worshipped. And the thing is that your seventh house is Scorpio. So you want someone nasty and loyal and focused on you. You want someone that's not going to talk all of y'all's secrets, that it's going to be real intuitive, real safe and loyal. You guys want a loyal, freaky partner that is devoted to you. And the thing is that, like, Taurus rising expects the best. It expects the best in so many different ways, but it's like you guys have like this beastly quality to you, and again, this kingly, queenly type of quality where it's like you will not settle. You will not settle. And the thing is that even if for a second you feel like you have settled, you will be like, never, like I'll never settle. And it's very interesting. But another thing that I want to mention is that the 10th house is Aquarius. So one thing about you all is that you have unique missions in this world. And it's like no matter where you go, see, here's the thing. Here's the problem with Taurus rising. Taurus rising feels like they should be treated as the king, as the queen, as you guys want to be treated this way. And because your 10th house is Aquarius, you know you're intelligent. You know that you're capable. You know that you understand other people. You understand the collective too. You guys understand collective patterns, and you know about timing. You guys have this, you have a unique mission here. And the thing is that Taurus rising are also almost like very traditionalist. You guys are very traditional in the fact that you know you will get what you deserve. And you know that you deserve what you deserve, and that the things that you want, you feel you deserve. Like you feel like you deserve them. And you guys have a protective quality to you. Now, having Taurus in the first house, you can think of this as if you had Venus in the first house. So I've never met a Taurus rising unattractive. I've never met a Taurus rising unattractive at all. Literally, I've seen Taurus risings of all cultures, all sizes. I've had a lot of Taurus rising people in my life. They all look different. They all are different. But one thing that is the same with a Taurus rising is that you will not speak down to them. You will not make them feel like they are not the king and queen of their world, because they are. They are the king and queen of their world, and you will address them that way. And if you don't address them that way, they're not going to like that. Now, who you can learn from is the 9th house, which is Capricorn. The thing about Taurus rising is that sometimes you guys get so stuck on what you intend. You get so stuck on how you think it should be, or the timeline you think you should be on. You guys like are very, very, it's like you're protective with yourself, but in the way of that you set your own bar and standard. So you know, I'm thinking of the game. What's the game where they go under the, they go under that bar thing? I can't think of what that's called right now. If you guys know, put it in the comments, and I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like they put the thing in, it gets lower and lower, and you go under it. So it's like, I'm seeing it's like Taurus keeps it right here to where they can just go right under. And the moment that's in life they feel like something is going down, they don't like that. You guys don't like that. You want to keep the bar right here at eye level so that you can walk under it, you can peek over it, and you have control over this. Now, what you learn from your 9th house is from Capricorn, because Capricorn understands failure. Capricorn understands that, like, sometimes you're progressing and sometimes you're degressing. And sometimes you have a great idea and sometimes you have a shitty fucking idea. And sometimes we're building upwards and sometimes we're going down. And the cardinal nature of Capricorn is that it's not that you need to strive and be perfect and have the best. It's that you don't give up, that you keep going, and that you make changes. You're open for differences. You're open to, like, have a mentor, take someone else's advice, look how someone else did it, ask. Like, Capricorn is a little bit more dynamic than Taurus, and this is why you learn that way for your 9th house. Taurus risings need to be hands-on. Taurus risings need to see how other people build things, and then it helps you guys to not feel so much pressure to do things this one way. Like, Taurus rising sometimes feels like they need to do things this way. And it's not even the fact that, like, it's just that you guys think it's the best way. It's not that you feel like you have to be this person or you have to have this career, or like, you just see things in a singular way. Now, I don't want you guys to comment and be like, I don't see things in a singular way, because it has a lot to do, of course, with your sun sign, your personal planets, your moon sign. Like, everybody has their own chart. But Taurus rising, for the most part, feels like they need to be working and working and working on something, saving money, saving money, saving money. Like, you guys will invest so much time and energy into one thing, like into one thing. And I think that the reason for that is that you guys really believe that you can create an empire slow and steady. You guys have just great self-confidence in the way of that you're not going to go and you're not going to even entertain something that you don't think is worthy of you. You guys have powerful self-worth. And the thing is that this is why sometimes Taurus risings can be judgmental. And you guys can sometimes judge yourself or judge how other people do things because it's not fitting in what you have decided is the one way. And this is why I say the king and the queen thing, because, you know, it's almost this feeling of like you have the utmost, you have the say, you have the power over your life. So when someone comes in, you know, and this is why you guys have 11th house Pisces, right? Because your 11th house Pisces is that you need Pisces friends. Taurus risings need Pisces friends for the simple fact that you need people to open you up to other things. You need someone to come in and be like, hey, like, I love this about you. I love this idea. But have you ever thought about this? Hey, do you remember that one person that was famous and they did this, this, and that, and their fucking album went platinum? Hey, like, this is why your 11th house is Pisces, because you need creative, open-minded people around you to get you out of this stuck space. Because the thing is that Taurus rising has so much power and so much potential, and sometimes you feed and feed and feed your energy into this one route where it's like you don't necessarily have to stay true to that. You know, a king and a queen, their biggest fear is to abandon the kingdom. So you guys sometimes struggle with changing route. Sometimes you guys are really like a bull and you just go forward and forward and forward, and you beat things, you beat it and you beat it forward, where you have enough self-worth and you have enough common sense to where you don't necessarily have to trap yourself in. Now, another thing that I want to mention is that your 12th house is Aries. So Taurus risings have the spirit of Aries. And what this means is that unconsciously in your spirit, you are a leader. You are brave and you are willing to fight for what you want. You're willing to fight for yourself. And your dreams are your own. This is the thing with Aries being the 12th house and Scorpio being the 7th. That right there is why Taurus wants someone they can trust, and they want someone that is more private, because Taurus knows deep in their soul nobody can change who they are, and like their dreams belong to their own. So they want someone that they can have that trust with, where you can really explain your dreams, because you know that you're like deep in your soul you have your own unique individual dreams. You have your own unconscious processing. You Taurus risings, you're here to program yourself. And this is why your 12th house is Aries. You decide, you reprogram yourself. You're the one that's in control of that. So it's like Taurus rising feels like they can control their unconscious. They feel like they should control their unconscious and subconscious. Like a Taurus rising will, like if you start talking to a Taurus rising about some psychological shit, they're going to be very interested because of the 7th house Scorpio. Like they're going to be like, what the fuck is this person talking about? Yeah, you know, or like what, like you guys will have that paranoia to people you meet. You will feel like, what does this person want? You know, what does this person need from me? You guys will have that paranoia, and this is why you don't trust a lot of people. Taurus rising does not trust a lot of people. And with the thing is, like with your 4th house being Leo, you usually had at least one parent who was really extra, or who was really loud, who was either argumentative, or they were kind of like a little selfish. So you guys always feel like, I don't want anybody to use me. I don't want anybody to deceive me. So what's up? What's really up? That, and then with your 12th house Aries, it's like you only trust yourself. You will only surrender to yourself. You're not going to really want to surrender to someone else because you feel like people should surrender to you. You're not necessarily comfortable with that. But what you ultimately have to know is that in this life, you decide what you believe in. And your unconscious beliefs, Taurus rising, maps everything for you. Because your 12th house is Aries, what you decide you are capable of becomes your truth. What you decide you believe in becomes the truth. Like it really, everything that you believe in and think and dream about, everything that goes on in your unconscious self is literally what creates you. So the way that you're thinking and the way that you believe and stuff like that, it really, really shapes you as a person. And the stronger you believe in yourself, the more strong and stable person you become. Because ultimately what Taurus rising wants is real true stability. You know, 4th house being Leo, you don't just want a family. You want a family where you guys can laugh and create and have fun. You know, 7th house Scorpio, you want a partner that is deep and it's intuitive and it's intimate and it's a strong bond that can't be broken. 10th house Aquarius, you want to be a master. You want to be extremely intelligent. You want to be acknowledged for your uniqueness. Like you guys have very high expectations. And the thing is that you have high expectations, but a lot of Tauruses can be so frugal or so humble that you completely ignore your 12th house Aries, where deep inside you know you're brave as fuck. deep inside you know that you're not afraid to go to war. If it's about what you really believe in, you guys are not afraid of war. But sometimes you'll take this step back, like, I'm just gonna figure it out. Like, I'm just gonna lay low. I'm gonna be smart. And the thing is that sometimes you guys just need to say fuck it, and you need to be that powerful king and queen. And you need to be real confident, and you need to assert yourself that way. Even if nobody sees your power, you know how real it is, and you know that it exists deep within you. And you guys have to learn how to assert that sometimes. And another thing is that sometimes you also need to realize that not everybody's trying to get something out of you. Like, sometimes people are just, they like you. Like Taurus risings have very, like, protective energy in a way to where it's nurturing, but it's stable. Like, a lot of the times people feel strong around you. And this is why sometimes a lot of very flighty people attract to you all, because you give off this very, like, stable persona. Like, you guys have this fucking aura of like a fucking tree, an oak tree, that's just not gonna be moved. And people who need stability seek that, and they come to you, and then you will be entertaining people that, like, have no type of stable energy within them. They're chaotic, and then you end up having to be the supporter. You end up feeling like you need to build a life for them, but you don't. You need to keep building on yourself. So Taurus rising, all in all, are like, you guys understand that things take time. And what you guys will hate more than anything is people who just come up overnight and get rich overnight. Like, you guys can't stand that. You guys hate that. You hate when somebody, like, just randomly gets lucky for no reason when you've been working on something for so long. But the thing is that sometimes you guys stay too long. Like, sometimes you guys are pushing yourself and you're staying so one track minded that you're holding yourself back from your potential. And the thing is that Taurus rising has to learn that sometimes your stubbornness does not serve you. 90% of the time it serves you because it's in your nature and it's who you are, but you can't be stubborn with every single person in your life, with every single job, with every single idea you have. You're literally like, okay, well, what am I gonna do about it? How am I gonna work on this? What am I gonna save? Like sometimes you guys put so much pressure on yourself that you keep yourself so physical, where you have this Aries 12th house where you're supposed to be bold. You're supposed to challenge yourself unconsciously. And one last thing I want to say about Taurus rising is that before you really can come into your power, you have to question every single thing you've ever believed in, because the Aries is 12th house. You have to question everything you've ever believed in. And the Pisces 11th house, it's so that you can really find your nirvana. You can really find your truths. You can really find your dreams. Because a lot of the times you guys also had parents who told you who you were supposed to be. And sometimes it's your parents told you, because the Leo is 4th house, they literally told you, you're going to be the best. You're going to be the absolute best. You're going to be the richest. Sometimes you guys had parents that filled your ego, but then it's like you feel like you have this big ass legacy to carry, and then you don't even really know if you want it, and you don't even really know if that's who you are. So that's why it's so important that you guys throw away everything you've ever been taught about yourself or learned about yourself or what to believe in, and you fucking challenge that shit, and you really look at yourself like, who the fuck am I supposed to be? I have all this sturdiness in me. I have all this fucking common sense in me. I have all this discernment. Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? Who am I? Who am I? The most important thing for Taurus, and who you are as a king, who you are as a queen. So you decide the empire you grow. You decide your legacy, but it has to come from you. It can't just be this beaten down programming that you choose to follow because you're afraid to go outside of that norm. So challenge the norms, challenge everything you've ever been taught, and you guys will be really well off on your way to fulfilling this legacy of absolute royalty that you know you are capable of and that you dream and seek deep down inside. So that's what I have for Taurus rising, and thank you all so much for being here. Again, my name is Olivia. I do personal readings and stuff like that. I'm an astrologer. This is my channel, OJC Astrology. And now let's get into Gemini for the lovers.